Are you a learning nomad? You may have heard the term digital nomads, people that travel around the world, they work from anywhere. But why not apply this philosophy to learning and become a learning nomad? A learning nomad is the type of person that likes to learn anywhere, anytime. They're able to learn new things no matter where they are. Maybe they're in a cafe, maybe they're in a library, maybe they're even in a cabin in the middle of the woods, but they can learn because they have everything they need with them to learn and take advantage of the learning opportunities they have. Now, of course, it could also be somebody who's just running from class to class and needs to have everything with them because they want to be able to be mobile and they want to be able to have the things they need in order to be successful in their studies. And well, it would be nice if we had a dedicated space or a study room that we could always return to. That's a wonderful idea. It isn't always possible. Sometimes we're learning nomads by choice, and sometimes we're learning nomads by necessity. Well, in this video, I'll share 7 things that I like to carry with me whenever I'm learning on the go. And I'll even throw in after that 7 different tips that I've used that really have served me well in my own learning on the go, with the last tip being kind of a secret. It makes a huge difference in how happy you are with learning on the go, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video. Now, I hope that these tools and these tips will help you become an effective learning nomad, and you can learn anytime, any place, anywhere. Hello everyone, my name is Frank and I've taught thousands of students. I have a master's degree in learning and technology, and I love learning about learning and how to be more effective in studying. Here on this channel, we look at how we can use technology to learn and teach and be more productive, to use technology as a lever for more effective learning and productivity. So let's take a look at becoming a learning nomad. There are some items that I carry with me in my learning bag, whether it's a backpack or whether it's a laptop case, whatever the case may be. And I really want these items to be useful, obviously, but I don't want them to be bulky. I want to make sure I can carry them wherever I go, and make sure if you have anything that you don't see on this list that you comment down below on it. Well, the first thing that I like to carry with me is a power bank. And when I have a power bank, this is a battery. So I've got a battery with a lot of power on it. It's got a couple of USB-C. It's got a USB port. I can actually put this into a power outlet if I find one, but I don't want to have to run around trying to find a power outlet. And on many occasions, I have started running out of power on something like my iPad, which is what I use as my learning device when I'm on the go, or my phone. And I want to make sure that I have the power. So this is an Anker 733, really handy little power bank. I really use this quite a bit. The next item that I've just started carrying around with me is a portable printer. And this wasn't something that I used to carry around because, well, I didn't really know they existed in such a small form factor. It's a little tiny printer. It was actually sent to me by Pomemo, and I'll put a link for it. They've kindly sponsored this video by sending me one of these guys. And you can see here that it's a little tiny thermal printer. So I can print notes and diagrams, and a lot of times I can print out part of a paper or a research paper that I can then use a pen and pencil to go and mark up and work with. It makes my learning more effective. So little tiny portable printer, and I'll make another video just dedicated to this, but I thought this was a pretty cool device. The third item is an absolute classic, pen and paper. So if I have my little portable printer that allows me to print things out, I also like to carry a little notebook with me that I can use in order to take notes on the go. I usually like to carry 2 books. So I'll carry this little journal that I'll use for taking notes, and then I'll also carry a dedicated learning journal. And I made a different video on this somewhere here on the channel. Again, I'll link it somewhere. But the idea is that we're dominated by screens. There's screens everywhere. Sometimes just sitting down and writing by hand is a great way to break away from your screen and take time to reflect and to think and to organize your thoughts without distraction. And in fact, well, portable computers and phones and other digital devices are great for learning nomads. They can also distract us from learning. Having pen and paper can break this cycle of distraction. And as a bonus, they don't require any power. There's no plugins for them. So that's pretty good, pen and paper. The fourth item I carry is one that I discovered a few years ago, and now it's indispensable. It's a little tablet stand for my tablet or even a book. And what I like is when I'm taking notes, I use an iPad as my portable learning device, I mentioned that, but I can put my iPad onto this stand and then I can have it next to me with an ebook and I can write notes. And I can also put it, of course, into landscape mode if I want to. And if I'm watching a tutorial video or something along those lines, I can put it into a comfortable position. You can get smaller ones. You can get ones that are just large enough for your phone, if that's your mobile device. But I carry an iPad and I read a lot of articles and PDFs. So this one becomes pretty handy for me. I kind of like to have this one. The fifth item that I carry with me is a pair of noise canceling headphones. So I always have a pair of headphones with me. This is a full over-the-ear noise canceling headphones. You could use these, but a trick, this is actually maybe a tip, is I just carry either my, iPods, you can carry those with you, but a standard good old plug-in headphone set is always nice to carry with you because they don't weigh very much. And even if you're using a Bluetooth set of iPods or such or over-the-ear headphones, a lot of times in some learning environments, you'll find computers that have the audio jack. And this is just something you can do to listen to music or listen to tutorial videos without disturbing people around you. And you can also make sure that you are sort of in your own space, if you would. I have a Spotify list of music that I like to listen to when I'm studying. I'll link that down below as well. Although my taste in music is more, modern composer, instrumental, that type of thing. I do recommend that if you are listening to music when you're studying, that you listen to instrumental music so that you're not distracted by lyrics and such. But that's a personal preference. The key, though, is to have a pair of headphones of some sort that work with the devices you have so that you can listen to music or listen to audio without distracting people around you. The sixth item is really an important item. A lot of people have these, but they forget about it. And that's just a water bottle, a standard old water bottle, because staying hydrated really is a key to ensuring alertness and focus. I cannot stress that enough. It's so important to make sure you're getting enough water for brain health. And having water with you is a great idea because it can get really expensive buying bottles of water all the time, and trying to find a water fountain can be hard. This way you can have water with you no matter where you go. Okay, item number 7 is an item that is a total luxury. It's something that I've recently become slightly obsessed with, and I really don't expect many people to have these or to go out and get these. They are Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses. Now, this is not common at all, but I did an entire video on how these can be used in learning. And the more I've used them, the more impressed I've been with them, and the more reliant I've become on them in order to look things up without having to pull out my phone. I can just wear the glasses and I can just ask Meta to define a term or to give me more clarification on something without having to pull out my phone, without having to be distracted. And you can get them with prescription lenses. This keeps me focused, but it also means it also looks like I talk to myself in public, but there's nothing really new there. But the idea is I wear these glasses, so you have the Meta glasses, the smart glasses here. You can wear them, you can have prescription lenses, and yes, I know I look like the old man from Up, but these are also sunglasses, that's why I got the larger size. But as I'm using them, I can ask questions like, hey Meta, tell me a little bit about the history of the Roman Empire. And it will actually go through and respond back to me, which I can hear a little bit about the history of the Roman Empire. So I'm kind of loving these, but again, I would not expect a lot of people to be going out and getting these. Well, this is my bonus item for the digital nomad that wants it all. Now, I also mentioned that I have some tips, some different tips of what it's, what I've found to be very useful when I'm traveling and learning at the same time. So I have 7 super quick tips of things that have helped me a lot when I'm learning on the go. First tip, charge everything. Have all your devices ready and charged and ready to go. So make sure you have like a bit of a habit when you come home to plug things in so that when you put everything in your learning case and head out the door, everything's charged. You'll have the power supply, but don't rely on it. Keep everything charged. The second thing is download things you need before you go. So if you have ebooks and articles and videos, downloading them in advance can prevent you from having to be connected to the internet, or if you get stuck with slow internet, you already have it downloaded onto your device. It's actually one of the reasons I myself get YouTube Premium, so I can download a lot of YouTube videos, and then I don't have to worry about internet connectivity, either availability or speed. The third thing is bring extra ink and pens and leads for your pencil if you use that. Well, paper can be super powerful and good, and it can't run out of power. Your pencil can, and you can run out of ink in your pen. So bring some extra pens and ink. The other thing is the cable bag. So have a little bag. I have another video just on what I carry in my bag as well. But things like the video I created was more for teachers because there's audio-visual cables in there as well. But just have the cables you need for the devices you have. The fifth tip I have is have a little folder that you can use to keep all your papers organized and neat. If you do have a portable printer like the one I showed you, the Fomemo one, then you will need some paper to put through it, some thermal paper to put through it. But no matter what, you're likely going to have paper, and it's nice to have that in something that it doesn't get all crunched up and everything. So a little folder for your paper. The sixth one is a bit of an odd tip, but I've seen people carry all sorts of different items, but I like to carry just something that makes the space your own. So this is kind of a silly tip, but I like to carry a little spinning top with me, just something to fidget with. And you know, there's so many things. It could be a Rubik's Cube, it could be a little tiny cactus, fake cactus or something, whatever it might be. Now, I did mention as well that I had a special tip at the end. Well, the special tip is carry a bag with you that has things so you can freshen up. So things like a toothbrush and a toothpaste, things like some cologne or perfume if you wear that, things like maybe a Tide pen if you spill coffee on yourself, things like some gum. So just things that you can go away from where you are, into a bathroom, into a restroom, into a washroom, and you can freshen up. And that might not seem like a lot, but when you're learning and you're away from your home for the day, having that little bag with you can make all the difference in the world, and it really doesn't take up too much space. So now that you've seen the video, are you a learning nomad? Do you have the tools you need no matter where you are to do learning? And I'd love to hear from you in the comments on some of the things that you like to carry with you. I carry not too much. It doesn't weigh that much because everything's pretty small and portable, and my iPad is pretty light, obviously. But you know, if you carry a heavier laptop, then you really want to reduce the amount of things you carry. But everything I carry can fit into a small bag. I can carry it wherever I want, and I can be a digital nomad. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, and you might like some of the other videos that YouTube is recommending here and here or wherever it might be. Thank you so much.